Candid.
1, 2, 3, go!
We are back with a brand new episode. I've said we are back again. Everybody in this room has told me to stop saying we are back, but I'm saying it. We're back, baby. I'm adding a baby. And better than that, I am back with my sidekick, Renee. We have missed you. Where the hell have you bloody been?
I've been on a holiday.
Yeah,
I've been
Stella
at
Island.
home.
You've been at home.
I've been doing some work.
You've been working.
Well, yeah, I do have to put a shift in every
That's
now and
sad.
then.
What you have got is a holiday glow. Let me tell you, the
Thank
skin.
you.
The skin is skinning, as Perrie would say. Walk, don't run. Run, don't walk. I've just been told by Renee she does not like it when I say that. We'll be addressing that. I want to talk about, we spoke about this the other day, millennial it. Was it millennial it?
Millennial cringe.
Millennial cringe. I want to speak about that.
Yes.
I want to hear about your travels, hear about it all, and just have a bloody good catch up.
Let's have a good old
And
natter.
you're not allowed to go again because lots of people have been asking where you are.
Have they?
Lots of people have been asking, so you're not allowed to go anywhere again.
I will not go anywhere, I promise.
Stay tuned. Goodbye. So, I am very, very excited because Renee has officially returned to the pod.
I have indeed. Guess who's back?
Back again. Also, you look, as soon as I walked into the studio this morning, guys, not the studio, very professional, the studio, I was like, what is on your face? Like, your skin is skinning.
Thank you.
Skinning to the gods. I thought it was the Victoria Beckham X Augustina Spader foundation drops. That's a mouthful, but it's not. What is it?
It's not. It's the Milk Hydro Grip
Skin Tint.
But I've gone down a shade because I'm preparing
Honestly.
for autumn winter. And I had a power cut. So I used a different light to do my makeup today. So maybe I'll stick with that.
So tell me about this power cut, because we get a lot of power cuts where we live, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
How long was the power cut for?
Literally 10 minutes.
But that is quite long for a power cut.
Yeah, it is. It is.
At what point do you start fretting, thinking the food's going to go mouldy in the fridge?
I reached for the candles. I started panicking how many tin goods I had. I didn't know how long I was going to be stuck for, but it was literally 10 minutes.
And what does one do in a power cut situation? Like, we had one, me and Ricky had one that literally lasted hours, but it was through the night, so it wasn't so bad.
What did you do though?
We just went to sleep. I just thought it will be what will be will be. There's nothing in my freezer to go mouldy anyway. As you know, when you come to my house, you get a takeaway, or we go to M&S together and we get picky bits.
Yeah, you've always got a good selection of drinks though.
What I will say is the drink selection at our house is elite. We have every single drink you can think of, and they're all diet. Because what we won't be doing is wasting our calories on a full fat drink.
No, but shout out to
But
Ravenel
you are
Splash.
just looking, this little break
Thanks.
has done you very well. You are looking the hair.
Yeah, tongued by our Shannon, God love her, yeah.
And that will last you at least 3 weeks.
Oh, honestly, I'll just be dragging it out.
I
So
love-
if you see me in 3 weeks' time with this hairstyle.
I
I've
love
not
it. You
washed
look
it.
so good. And you went away
you.
recently
I
to
did.
Stella Island, who are not sponsoring this podcast.
I wish they would.
But at this point, and you went sort of based off of us going.
I did, yeah.
Thoughts? Give us the rundown.
I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I loved the people watching.
Yeah.
It was
because it's all
exceptional.
couples, isn't
yeah,
it?
it was all couples, but all different ages, all different backgrounds, all different lived experiences.
And quite a lot of couples from, like, it's all over Europe. It's not just like
yeah,
British.
yeah. There was a lot of Americans there as
yeah,
well.
Americans,
They were like island hopping. So yeah, it was great. Great resort. Good company. Bless him.
Do they want Dazzler?
The Dazzler.
Shout out
to Dazzler.
Have we ever addressed the fact that you are actually in a relationship?
No, we haven't.
So when we met, which was how many years ago now?
5?
We met through our friend Holly.
Yeah.
Who is my best friend of however many years. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to disclose my age, but a lot of years. She introduced me to you.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off ever since.
We did.
And what I love is that Renee is now like integrated into my friendship group.
Yeah.
But even like Adam and Jamie, and then like you're really good friends with Jamie's best friend. I just love how we've all sort of like merged together.
Yeah, little mix and match.
It's really special. But when I met you, you were single, and what I loved about meeting you, you were like so proud of that. Like you owned it.
I wore it like a badge.
Yeah, you wore it like a badge of honor.
Indeed.
Forget about getting knighted by the king. It's about having a badge saying that I'm single. Like you, larger than life. You know, louder than life. Is that saying larger, whatever? Large and loud.
Large and
but
loud.
not calling you large, but just
Yeah,
saying you were larger and louder. It's not really a compliment at this point. But you owned it. You were like, yeah, I'm single. Like totally comfortable with it. Like absolutely fine. But now
Now
We've got the Dazzler.
We've got the Dazzler, who
Known as
isn't
the Dazzler.
called the Dazzler,
But we call him
we
Dazzler.
call him Darren, which isn't his name, and
No.
that's not me being secretive about it.
Well, you are quite private, though.
I am a private person,
Yeah.
but we call him Darren because Adam read his name wrong on my phone once when we were in Ibiza.
Shock.
And now we just call him Darren. He
I don't
responds
know
to
his real
it.
name, and I don't want to know.
No.
Same as one of Ricky's friends. I only know him as his surname. I don't know him as anything else. So Dazzler, Darren, to me, don't know his name. Don't want to know.
He
Don't
will
tell me.
remain as Darren.
Yeah, he's Dazzler. I do
Yeah.
like Dazzler, but Darren Dazzler. But have you been seeing, speaking about you being quite private,
Yeah.
I know social media is not your forte. It's not the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning, which is what I love. And that was one of my biggest things with creating Can I Be Candid and the sort of family of the podcast, is that I don't want like loads of influencers and content creators. I do enough of that for everybody. And obviously, Ricky's now in his content creation era. I love the fact that it's just you're a very private person, but a lot of people were commenting, asking where the hell you've been
No,
and
stop.
missing you. Have you seen them?
I have not.
Because you've not logged into
Because
Instagram.
I've not been on social media.
So what's your kind of like, I love that like about you, like, and I love it. My sister's the same. Like she just like doesn't even have Instagram, and
Do
she's
you know what? I think because I had a job where
Yeah.
I worked in HR.
yeah.
I always tried to keep my private and professional life separate, because I think if you're coming in for a disciplinary on Monday and you're going to get the sack, you can't see me throwing it back in the club on the Saturday night. It's like
Not
keep
the club.
the two worlds separate. But then I just think, I don't know. I mean, what did I do last week that people are going to be interested in? Like picture of me outside Pizza Hut that's now shut down with the caption "Rest in Pizza." Like, I just think, is anyone going to be that interested in what I'm up to?
I feel like maybe you've got a bit of could have a career on social media doing things like that though. Like, you know how people do TikToks and they don't think people will be interested because their life's really boring. They think their life's really boring. But you know, like those TikToks where people document their life working in a 9 till 5 in a corporate office.
Yeah.
Like they're getting like mega views because people are so fascinated by like their wake up time. Like when my mum came on and shared her
That's crazy.
routine, the amount of messages I had from you guys about that, like people absolutely flabbergasted that her wake up time is 3 a.m. in the morning. But to her, that is the most boring thing. Like she would never think that anyone would be interested in that, but that is genuinely quite interesting.
Well, I will film a day in the life of for you. That will be my promise. That's what I'll do. Be
I'm
prepared
sat.
to be
I
overwhelmed.
am sat. So we're gonna get a day in the life
Yes,
of Renee.
I am going to vlog it. Is that what it's called?
Do you know how to use your camera on your phone?
I mean, Harry has given me a really quick lesson, so I think I'm all right.
There's 3 things you use your phone for. What are they?
The weather app, which is
Weather.
unreliable.
Yeah.
Calculator,
Yeah.
because my Casio's broke. And WhatsApp.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
Wow. That is the goal. And do you know what's so funny? Ricky's sister, bless her, recently made the switch from Samsung potato phone to iPhone.
Oh, wow.
So that's a big like transition in your life to switch from a potato to an actual phone that works, right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wouldn't swap phone now. I'm too old. I'm
There
too
is-
old to learn new tricks.
There is no way on this earth that you would see me with an Android. Like the text is diabolical on an Android, like automatic failure disqualification for me. But Ricky's sister Asha made the change to the iPhone world
play.
because I think we influenced her, me and my sister, whatever, Ricky. And she didn't actually know that there was an alarm on the phone. She downloaded an app onto her phone to set her alarm because she didn't realise, because she was used to a potato phone where she had to have an app. She didn't actually realise that there is a built-in alarm
Oh, bless
in
her.
the phone. So one day Vicky said to her about setting an alarm and she bought this app up and she was waiting. That's what she was doing. She was waiting to watch the ad. So the you know, like if you watch ads
That's so
sometime.
cute.
Vicky was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "I'm setting an alarm." Vicky was like, "You just use the alarm on iPhone." And then she went, "Oh my God, but I've also got a calculator app as well. I didn't realise that there was a calculator on there." What sort of phone is a Samsung, please, that's doing that?
I have not had a Samsung for years, and I could not
I
go
don't
back
think
to
I've
one.
ever had a Samsung.
Oh my God, I did. I had like the pink flip Samsung back in the day, and I had another one that was quite cutting edge. It had like a blue wrap. People will remember it, like a blue screen in the middle.
I think I do know that. I had a Motorola, the Flip Razor. Do you remember that?
Is that what Kelly Rowland was texting on Excel on? Was that phone?
Not Kelly Rowland. No, that was a Oh, what was that? I don't know, but that was really funny now we look back at that. But I had a Motorola Razr and I also had the Sony Ericsson, if you had one of them, you were doing it.
Yeah.
And I also had the first ever colour phone, the Nokia 3510i.
Now that phone was exceptional.
Yeah.
And what I loved
navy and orange
was
it was.
buying a flashing aerial on it that you screwed in.
Yeah.
And I used to wear my Topshop denim jacket to school and I used to poke my flashing aerial through my pocket. Through the buttonhole.
Honestly, those were the days. I remember that what was the one before the colour phone?
Was it 3210?
3210.
Yeah.
3210.
It had snake on it.
1, 2, 3.
3 words. Christmas party season. ASOS is the place to be to look for all your Christmas party outfits.
Absolutely.
Come rain or shine, get your next day delivery, get your premium next day delivery. At this point, it's going to be carried in by a pigeon to me to get mine. And I just love nothing more than finding a banging outfit on ASOS.
I'm so excited to pick one for party season.
Outfits I used to wear to my work's Christmas party should be studied by historians, to be quite frank.
Were they bad?
Bad doesn't cut it, darling. They were, quite frankly, a crime against fashion, a fashion crime. And that's when ASOS comes into play.
Yes.
Because we all know ASOS, we all know it is the place whenever you need an outfit for anything, come rain or shine, I'm going on ASOS.
Yeah.
I'm filtering what I want. I'm filtering velvet. I'm filtering black. I'm filtering burgundy. I'm filtering maxi dress. I'm filtering it all and I'm getting my perfect outfit.
And you can feel I like to filter for tall, so it's perfect for me. Perfect.
As a 5'10"
As a
girly,
5'10" girly.
filtering is very important.
It is.
And I feel like this year, your Christmas party, festive season outfits, we are doing the more stripped back. We're doing the more demure. Get yourself on ASOS. We are so happy and proud because they are sponsoring this episode of the pod. And we recommend highly that you download the ASOS app. I mean, if you haven't got the ASOS app, what are you actually doing?
What have you been doing with your life?
That's probably one of my top 3 most used apps. Get yourself the ASOS app. Look for your Christmas party outfit, your Christmas day outfit. I recommend a little bit of burgundy, or I actually recommend chocolate brown.
That is
which
very
is what
on
we're
trend.
sporting today. This is from ASOS. This
From
is from
ASOS.
ASOS. We're all in the ASOS. We love ASOS. All hail ASOS. This is really reminding me of loads of people talking about this at the moment on TikTok and stuff, is millennial cringe.
Yes.
What I won't be is accused of being cringe because I am a millennial, okay? Now, I think the millennial pause is the funniest thing that I see a lot of the time. I don't know if this is the same as millennial cringe, but when people start a video and then but they're already recording, and then they start the video. What I will say is, guys, you can just edit that pause out. You don't need to start the video with a pause, okay? That's not a hook, so let's just get rid of the pause in. So I would say that is cringe. I would say that millennial pause is millennial cringe.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of people talking about cringy things that millennials used to do or still do.
I won't have some of that because I think we are the greatest generation.
100%. I could talk about this. Like, I don't get me wrong. I respect you. Like, if you don't want to go out and go clubbing and all that, but back in the day, the memories and the life that we lived. I lived 50 lives in one night.
Yeah,
I won't it. I was underage clubbing. I was putting wigs on to get into nightclubs. I was borrowing siblings and not even my own siblings' IDs. We were swapping outfits. We were tagging bouncers our star signs to be able to get into nightclubs.
Yeah.
The things that we would do, but I do not regret a single second of it. We had the best memories as millennials.
Best times. I think Alco Pops came out.
Yeah.
Weatherspoons were like cool.
Yeah.
People
Moon
wanted
Under the
to go
Water
there.
was the vibe. Litten Tree was the vibe.
Literally.
Slug and Let. No, we didn't have Slug and Let.
We had Litten Tree.
Litten Tree, like, I can't explain the feeling. You could go in, this is what, like, you could go into like these places like the Rose on your own on a Saturday night and have the best night of your life because you knew that the whole crew was there.
But the music was so good, and I think everyone danced.
danced.
We would learn routines before we went out.
Everyone danced. No one was on their phone.
No one was on their phone.
No one was on their phone.
You would have to take pictures on a digital camera
Yeah.
and then upload them like the
No.
following day, and you'd have a whole album for like just the first bar that you were in.
No, the Facebook. This was me. So in our group, I was known as the person that would always have the digital camera, take all the photos. But then it's the next day. It's the pressure of then having to upload all of those photos onto Facebook. You had to make an album. Also, bearing in mind the internet back then was definitely not as fast as it is now.
Had to dial it up.
I had to dial up the ting, get it going, right? Get the album going. You've got all your mates BB pinning you, going.
Tag them.
Where's the pitch? You've got to tag everyone in every single photo. You've got to click on their face tag, then it uploads, then everyone's going through it. You've got to keep up with all the comments. It's a full-time fucking job. And I weren't on a salary, let's be quite honest. It was a lot to deal with, but I was the one in my friendship group that did it. The memories though, I've actually only recently removed those albums from my Facebook, begrudgingly.
They'll still be on mine. That's probably my last picture. I think my profile picture on Facebook is from about 2010.
Cue everyone looking at Renee's Facebook.
Yeah,
See?
in a celeb boutique dress.
But Celeb Boutique.
Exactly. When it was Celeb Boutique,
Not
House
House
of
of
CB.
CB.
I've got ASOS clothes when it was as seen on screen, not ASOS. Old school.
Would you ever put them on Vinted?
No.
Or is it archive? You know, like Kylie Jenner was talking to Vogue about her archival pieces.
Yeah, they're mine.
She's talking about, you know, old Schiaparelli, Dior, you know, Versace, and we're talking about old ASOS as seen on me and Celeb Boutique. What
Yeah.
about Paul's Boutique?
Oh,
Did you ever get into that?
No, I didn't. And I will say that I did not get into Paul's Boutique.
Do you remember the store Bank?
I do remember Bank.
And if anyone doesn't know, by the way, Renee has an extensive career history in retail. So like, you know your stuff when it comes to this. But Bank in Milton Keynes, that was a weird old place.
That was
wasn't
a
it?
weird shop. I never really understood the concept of it or what they were trying to do.
Bit of like a multiverse of random brands.
But you had all the good shops. You had Jane Norman,
Jane
you had
Norman.
Kukai, Morgan.
Oh, God.
Like, but the fashion was so odd then because I feel like we used to go out really corporate. Like, I've worn more shirts
Harry
to a
has
club,
a lot of opinions on this.
more shirts to a club than I ever have to a corporate job with like a pencil skirt. Like,
yeah.
was I thinking like I've just done 9 to 5 as a legal secretary? Now I need to go and get a hooch down me. It's just, I love to hooch.
I actually saw a hooch over the weekend and it really threw me back. Some of the outfits that we used to wear, like me and Renee weren't friends in this era of our lives, but like I can guarantee that it would have looked like it on photos just from the amount of like the outfits. And also I just going back to like the underage clubbing thing, like I just remember like the thought process, like the detail that would go into planning to be able to try and get into these clubs. Like nowadays you've got absolutely no chance. They've got these digital scanners. And also, people just aren't going clubbing anymore, are they? Like,
it's so sad though, because I used to think like the getting ready with your friends, the pre-drink, get into the club, doing a lap of the club, seeing who is in there before you decide on your place, the drinks order, like
who's getting the drinks order, who's paying for it, because you weren't doing rounds back then.
What are you wearing? Jeans and a nice top.
Who have you met in the bathroom?
Oh my God.
The smoking area, like the smoking area in Timeout, that place was an abyss. That was euphoric. You didn't even go into Timeout. I went into Timeout to stand in the smoking area. I didn't even smoke.
I have given out more life advice and received more life advice in the smoking area of a bar than anywhere else in my life. And there are still women I met 20 years ago that I think about fondly. Do you meet just the best people in those places?
There are people that I have met in those smoking areas that, quite frankly, if I was in contact with them, they would be coming to my wedding.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think about them often.
And in the girls' bathrooms.
But I just think it was a complete different time of going out. But even like a dance floor, like we would learn routines.
Yeah.
We would be watching like MTV, seeing what Destiny's Child were doing move-wise to a song, and then practice it when we went out.
And I think as well, people just were. It was a different era, and I'm not judging. Like it's a different era. I do think COVID had a lot to do with it. Like obviously the nightclub life, the clubbing life just died overnight with COVID. And I do think that a lot of businesses didn't recover. But I also think a lot of Gen Zs, this is when TikTok came about, and I think a lot of Gen Zs, like they had those years where they'd be clubbing, but actually they were like, I like staying in. I like doing Pilates. I like getting a matcha.
And a lot of people, I don't know, I guess a lot of that generation now, I guess, are more health conscious to some degree. They don't choose to drink alcohol, whereas we are the generation of binge drinkers. Like Alco Pops came out and we were, I mean, I can remember having a Fat Frog, which I think
hell is a Fat
that was
Frog?
a Blue Wicked, an Orange Bacardi Breezer and a Smirnoff Ice in one drink.
I'm sorry, but if you're diabetic, you're going to
how I'm not diabetic is beyond me.
Do you remember the £5 fuck up that we used to get at Time Out?
I mean, that's the thing. Bring back the £5
So a
fuck
£5
up.
fuck up, guys. Maybe we could make one and do a taste test
Oh
on
my
the
God,
next
we need
episode.
to.
£5 fuck up was literally what they would do is you say, right, £5 fuck up, and they'd just go behind the bar and they would just put every single spirit that was available readily to them in this. Was it a bit of like a mega pint vibe?
Yeah,
like
not the mega pint.
Was it like a bucket? I can't remember
It was a
glass
huge
of
cup.
choice. It was a big kind of trough, if you will. And then the thing is you get a £5 cup, you're not drinking it yourself, you're sharing it with at least 20 other human beings. So you'd get like 20 straws in there, and it would just be like rum, vodka, Malibu, bloody
tequila,
and then they'd put loads of that grenadine in there, which literally sends you west. Put lemonade in there, probably some water in there just to try and hydrate you, you know, and then like whatever else goes in there, and then you just drink that, and you all share it for the rest of the night, and you're absolutely off your rocker.
But so I mean, it was good times.
It was good
It's when
times.
you could get chips and cheese at the end of every night. That had to be done.
my God.
That had to be done.
Can we just talk about that for a minute?
I used to go behind the counter
at the kebab shop.
At the kebab shop and make the chips and cheese. And then I thought I was really clever, because if I didn't have the money for a taxi home, I used to order a pizza to my mum's house where I lived, and then I would get them to take me home with the pizza. They were delivering me and the pizza at the same time.
I'm sorry, that is
Thank you.
the innovation. That should be
know,
on Dragon's
from young.
Den.
I mean,
That
from
should-
young I've been like
that
it.
is the sort of skill that they need on Dragon's
This is
Den.
it. Life skills.
Emma Green would invest in that.
She
let me tell-
would.
So when you got home, did your mum pay for the pizza?
Yeah, normally.
If I went home and my mum did that, she would scathe me
Well,
alive.
I'd always try and keep the money for the pizza, because waking Sal up was not always the greatest thing.
No,
she wouldn't be too
don't
happy.
wake the beast.
But my mum is known as the agent, because she used to just, I think, roam the landing for like most of the night until I was home.
Well,
because
when
the
I got
woman
home, my
doesn't
mum's
sleep.
obviously awake. She's
Well,
been
she's
awake
out
for 2
doing her
hours.
steps.
She's out doing
She's
her
been round the lake 3 times. had 4 cups of teas and a coffee. Brushed her teeth. Put deodorant on. Done a Jane Fonda workout. Your mum.
Can I just say, one thing that really makes me laugh is that we used to go out with literally £10. Not even £10.
But sometimes you would come home with more money.
Yeah.
Where someone sent you to buy the round and you've kept the change.
Yeah.
My friend Charlotte was a nightmare for that.
What, so she would just literally...
She'd come out with a tenner. People would say, oh, there's my money, go and get that round. And she'd keep the change. So she's gone out with a tenner and come home with like £24 before.
That's like, it was a challenge. Like me and my friend always used to say that. And one thing we used to do, which is just awful, we used to get the bus, but convince the bus driver that we were children. But we weren't children. We were like 15, and pay for a child's ticket, but then go into a nightclub that's an 18 and over. I mean, kids, don't do what I do, okay? Do what I say, don't do what I do.
Yeah.
But that is literally hilarious. But you couldn't do that now. It's a different world.
It's a different world.
It's a different world. But I just remember a specific moment where we were in Moon Under the Water, Shark, or some form of Weatherspoons franchise, whatever the name is. And me and my friend were swapping hair extensions, like clipping hair extensions, because we'd got denied from the club. So we thought, let's just swap outfits, swap hair extensions.
They'll never know.
They'll never know. So I'm going back to the club with a brown bob with blonde, literal strip hair extensions that smell of that fishy glue that you would get from the
did you
post
get them on
office.
tick?
Yeah, probably got them on tick as well. And what I thought in that moment I looked like, I don't know. But if I could go back and see what I look like, I mean, I think I'd be arrested.
Yeah, there's some things that, you know, I wouldn't change the clubbing culture. I think some of the fashion trends, the ballet shoes for me.
But they're back.
They are back, but I think, you know, we were wearing them in a club with a pencil skirt and a shirt.
But I think the ones that like were in then is like red ones and like hard ones, whereas now it's more of like the Miu Miu sort of like soft pink vibes. Whereas definitely beads. I used to wear beads all the time.
A lot of beads
and just a lot of colour.
A lot of waist belts as well. Those ones that look like you were going to put your dinner money in
The
them.
waist belts.
A lot of them.
From Primark, and they were the big black elasticated ones.
Yeah.
And they would fray around the edges.
They would.
They'd be threadbare.
Those threadbare.
Always threadbare.
And a lot of rah-rah skirts.
I had a lot of rah-rah skirts. Also, the clutch bags that you would take out with you, they'd always be crossbody.
Yeah.
And they'd always be like that PU leather.
And they'd
stink. And they'd always just be raggedy. They'd been through the mill.
They'd seen some things, those bags.
But the pencil skirts does make me laugh because I remember like there's one specific picture of me and all my friends on a night out in a club. I think at this point we may have been 18. We might have actually not been breaking the law, and we all had pencil skirts on.
Yeah, I remember wearing one out. Like, obviously, must have been chucking some moves on the dance floor and ripping it up the arse. And I had to literally spin it to the side and just have a big thigh slit, like I was Liz Hurley or something. But it was,
Hurley. What I will say as well is what we did. I just think we're built differently, millennials, and what I mean by that is that we would do all of this, guys, and then go to work.
But like nothing had happened.
Like nothing had happened. I had a job when I was 16 at House of Fraser. Yeah. I used to go out all night, partying, dancing, whatever. And then I would be in work at 8 o'clock the next day, like my shit didn't stink.
It's
and it
worrying.
did. And I probably stunk a piss. But there we go.
Yeah, but it's worrying how many people like that were our age were out until 5, whatever time in the morning. And then we're in charge of like main retailers. Yeah. And running like those shops.
Big decisions, merchandising the actual shop floor, exchanging customers' money, whilst I was quite frankly still pissed. Yeah. But yeah, here we are. I think it's done us quite well.
I was there on the Argos counter, checking whether that Philips razor could be refunded. I didn't know what was going on.
I just think we're built differently. But also, this is why I have the sort of mindset of when someone says they stays out till 3 a.m, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. It's quite early. And then other people are like, 3 a.m, what the hell? I'm like, no, 3 a.m. to us is like nothing.
No, it's like that. But now I'm like
3 a.m. I've done a good job.
Yeah,
I'm like, I stayed out till 3 a.m. got into bed at 3:15. Wow, I deserve to be knighted by the king because that is exceptional work. Like if we're talking 6 a.m, then yeah, I might start judging you. But back in the day, that was 3 a.m. we just got started.
And you used to love it. Like this weekend, obviously the clocks went back, but when you were in a club and you got that extra hour, oh my god, it was like my favourite time. Yeah, and you'd be like. And then if they went forward, the club would be like, oh, we've got an extended license to be able to stay open for that extra hour. Oh, loved it.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. The fact the clocks have gone back is...
Yeah, and you get that extra hour drinking time.
We're in that season now, though. It's dark at 4 o'clock.
I know, but I just feel exhausted by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I know.
There's me, I used to stay up till 6 and go to work. Now it's literally like 10 to 4. And
I felt like this the other day. Me and Ricky were driving home from our friends and it was like 5 o'clock. It felt like 9 o'clock because it's pitch black. Yeah, it is. I'm absolutely exhausted.
And it was freezing last night.
Yeah, literally freezing.
I had to put the heat in.
Guys, FYI, we now sound extremely old. Yeah. This is what happens. This is Millennial Cringe. Millennial Cringe is talking about the weather. I just think that what is the next generation after Gen Z?
Gen Alpha?
Is that true? And what is that? Because I'm worried that, quite frankly, Gen Alpha aren't even going to leave their own homes.
I mean...
So 1980 to 1994, that is what...
Oh, I'm well in it.
Millennial is. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm teetering on Gen Z edge. I'm teetering.
I feel like a baby boomer, if
I'm
honest.
Fucking teetering. I'm on the edge here. I don't know whether I'm a Gen Z or a millennial now. Ricky, are you now? I think Ricky might be a Gen Z. I think Ricky might be a Gen Z, which explains a lot.
Are you a different generation?
I think he might be.
I'm only a year younger than you.
Not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
Not
or denied.
Not confirmed or denied.
I just think pick which generation you want to be. Be however old you want to be.
I am a proud millennial. I'm sorry, I think we had such a great era. Yeah. We got to do it all, see it all, and also there's things that we did that you would not do now. Like when I was younger, I went out to play with my friends and my mum and dad didn't worry essentially about where I was or who I was with. I was out playing with my friends. You can't do that anymore.
No, and there was something so like simple and cute about like
going to knock for someone.
Yeah, going to knock for someone or ringing their house phone and like giving yourself up because you're going to have to speak to their parents.
The gatekeepers.
And then as we got older, we got more feral, and then everyone was in the back of a Sitch and Saxo with someone that was always much older than them. Yeah, that had 6x9s and a subwoofer rattling the car, driving around when they shouldn't be.
That is really bad.
And I think that's why we're quite a fearless generation.
Yeah, we are. And what about the field parties? Like we literally used to steal alcohol from our parents and go and stand in the middle of a field and drink said alcohol in the middle of the day.
I would just like to say I've never done that, and my mum will account for that. Have you met my mother? She would know where I was.
I'll be honest, mum, dad, I did that a lot actually. And we at one time we just I'll tell you what we'll do to enhance this experience even more. We'll get a tent. God knows where we got the tent from. I think we obviously got it from one of our parents and we'll sleep in the middle of said field. And like, why do that when we all were so privileged to have a roof over our head, have lovely warm homes? Why we would decide that it would be so amazingly fun to stand in the middle of a cold field drinking Bacardi breezes, I have no idea. Yet here we are to tell the tale.
But safer times.
It worked out fine for us.
We've all lived to tell the tale. We're all greater for it, I like to think.
We are. We are not alone in this room, and even though I am very excited that you're back, there is somebody that also is back from a trip that he told me about.
Yes.
The trip, the introduction of the boyfriend trip to the
fam.
famalam.
Yes.
And I was sent some videos and photos, and I want to hear it from the man himself.
I want to hear it. I want to hear about that roast dinner because it looked exceptional.
So Harry, can you come and tell us all about...
Come on, Haz.
Come on. I want to hear about it. I want to know how the meeting went. I want to know what they said. I want to know what your grandma said about your special friend.
Yeah, who got on the most?
Who got on the most? Who got on the least? What did your dad say? There's a lot of questions.
Where's my camera?
This could be a whole episode. Here's the boy. The
Here he is.
Just here by coincidence.
Right, I need the gossip. Tell me everything in a very quick summary. What happened? How did it go down?
Well, first of all, glad to be back with Ronaldo.
Yes, we've
We
been
felt
kept
like,
apart.
We felt like naughty school children, you know, when you get sent out.
Sorry,
the
I just
classroom.
needed my separate moments with you both, but you're back.
Oh, I'm back. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, weekend happened.
Are you hungover?
No,
Fine.
not today.
I was gonna say, you look
fine.
great.
Why do I?
You look great. No, you
Yeah,
look great.
okay. No. Oh, okay.
I know what
so,
your family are like.
well, we'll start at the beginning. First of all, I'll call him Sean because I didn't realise we were using code names.
Okay,
for
sorry.
boyfriends.
Yeah.
But Sean, his actual name.
Ricky's name's not actually Ricky, you know that.
What?
It's Gary.
It's Richard.
Just because I've listened to last episode.
Yeah.
No, it is Richard. It was so lovely.
Was
Like, it
it?
was so
Oh,
lovely.
God.
Like the weekend, it was just perfect. Like we went up before and like we drove up and we had a really nice day. And I was like, "Are you a bit nervous?" And he was like, "Maybe."
Because your family are like, they're
I mean,
not
it's but bearing in mind there was
full on.
25 of us, so it's like
That's a
all my
lot.
cousins,
Big
all my
characters as
uncles,
well.
all my aunts, my
They are big
grandparents.
characters.
Yeah.
Big characters.
Yeah.
I mean, they get many mentions on this podcast,
Yeah.
you know, for comical value, but
Yeah.
you know, that's big personality.
Yeah.
But I decided it was lovely, like sentimental part was so nice. Him and my mum got on like rabbit. I mean, I always say Sean is most comfortable around a middle-aged woman.
Perfect.
Like that's his target.
fair
That
play
and
to
an
him.
American, because I think because they go for the accent and like he's Irish and
Yeah.
he's very good looking.
Americans
and,
love Irish, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
you know, so it's like good looking, and then he tells them that he's gay, and they're like, "Oh
They
my god, I
literally-
just want to be his best friend."
Yeah.
And yeah,
Get
so he got on very well with my mum,
Right.
and my dad. He actually, my grandma, when we were on the way up, she said to my mum, said, "Oh, what does he do?" And she said, "Oh, he's a civil engineer." And she went, "But is he a real civil engineer like my brother?" And I told Sean that story, and he went, "Well, actually, I'm a civil and structural engineer."
Oh.
So that became like a whole, you know, he was like, "I'll one up you on that. Thank you very much."
Your nan starting early beef.
Yeah, Gran, don't call it
Gran.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Gran, not nan.
But then
Correct.
also him and my dad, he asked my dad what his favourite type of concrete is. So that was a nice little...
That's the way to your dad's
So
heart.
that was a
how was
moment.
the dad?
It
And
was great, yeah.
Really?
We went for dog walks and, like, yeah, it
serious?
was so nice.
better
yeah.
than you ever thought it could
Oh
go.
my God, it was amazing. He had my mum Irish dancing.
Oh,
he was like,
I
my
love
mum
it.
up.
It's
So, like, it was so amazing.
amazing.
But I was a bit mean to him. So I basically decided I'm a bit of an asshole. So basically on the way up, I was telling him, and throughout the whole weekend, telling him lies about people. Like that
Oh
weren't
yeah, you're a
true.
prankster like me.
Yeah. So
yeah.
for example, like, I told him that my grandma was an Olympic silver medalist back in the 60s.
I like the way you went for silver.
Yeah,
like
no,
gold was
believable.
overdoing it. bronze
Believable.
not
Do
enough.
you know what I mean? So it's like I went to go bronze or something. I don't want to discredit the
Yeah.
woman.
In what sport?
Swimming. She was an Olympic silver medalist, a swimmer. Bear in mind, there was a pool at this house we were going to.
Fucking get.
No, I know.
Right?
So there was that. So I told him that. But then I told my mum, and then she's like Googling pictures. She's like, that could be her on the left. Like, blah,
I'm
blah,
sorry.
blah.
We need to pull more pranks.
I
Because
know.
I flipping love
I love a
pranking.
prank. Love a prank.
Same.
And Sean, bless him, he believes everything I say. And it's so funny because I
Oh.
said this to someone at the end of the weekend when I said everyone, and they went, well, isn't that a good thing? Like, isn't it so lovely that your
That he
boyfriend
believes
just
you.
believes
Trust.
you?
But did
Yeah,
he
the
trust
trust is
you?
there.
The
And
fool.
I told him my cousin there was a fish tank, and I was like, oh, Robin's, she works in an aquarium. She's an aquarium manager. And I was just going through
But so
reeling
what
things
happened?
off.
Did the
Well, some of them, like, he'd believe, and then he'd stop, and then he'd be like, wait, is that true? And then he'd start conversations with people about, the swimming. And
How's your job at
whatever.
the aquarium,
Yes,
Robin?
Yeah.
so
and then-
did he say to your grandma?
well, I did a toast. No, sorry. My aunt did a toast and was like, oh, blah, blah. And then I said, and here's to grandma's silver medal. And it all kind of fell apart.
Oh,
there.
my
But she was
God.
not happy about me. She was like, that's mean. You're mean,
I can
Harry.
imagine her saying that.
She's not a prankster.
No, she's not a prankster.
Yeah, no.
She's not in her pranking era.
No, not in her pranking era at all. And so, yeah, but it was really sweet. And also as well, like there was a fancy dress competition. I hate fancy dress. And so I sort of forgot to tell
Your
Sean.
family really go in on these
forgot to
events.
tell
I
him.
didn't tell him. And like
You
then he
didn't
really-
tell him that
he
there was a
didn't-
fancy dress competition.
I sort of
I
did, but
feel
then
like
didn't
that's
mention it.
sabotage.
But I didn't realise how hard everyone was going to go. It was 60s themes. It was anything from the 60s. So like,
Right.
I didn't realise Barbie and Ken came from the 60s. So my cousin and his girlfriend was Barbie and Ken. Vanilla, my sister, went as Jackie O in the.
Oh, of course she did.
She went as Jackie O in the pink Chanel suit with blood on it, and then her boyfriend went as a JFK. Like people got my other brother and sister and their partners went as the Scooby Gang, and they'd made like a cutout of the van and everything. So
Who won? The fancy.
Well, they won because Freddie and Drew won because my grandma likes arts and crafts.
Oh, they've done a
Does
mystery
your,
machine.
does your
Mystery
grandma
machine.
decide who
She
wins?
was the judge, yeah. But
Guys,
it was a bit
what?
contentious.
This is insane.
Because my aunt and uncle, they had got, them blow up suits you get,
Yeah.
where they put like air in them. They'd done Spaceman, and they were like walking in, and then they had a reveal underneath where they had like the silver astronaut suits, and everyone thought they were going to win. But you play to the judge, and my grandma loves arts and crafts. She'll like, if you say you like painting, you'll have a paint set on your doorstep the next day from Amazon. She loves that. So everyone was like, surely your aunt and uncle are going to win. And then she went, no, too commercial, because they purchased their
I'm
costumes.
flabbergasted by the effort that your family go into.
I
It's
know.
quite inspiring.
It is, but I
yet
didn't
you
tell
didn't tell
Sean,
Sean. So what did
no.
he turn up in? A bloody Hugo Boss t-shirt and ASOS jeans? That's disgusting.
It was a Ralph Lauren top, but yeah, essentially, yeah.
They sell that on ASOS too.
They do sell that on ASOS
That's
too.
disgusting
Yeah.
that you did that to him.
No,
And what did you dress up
Did
as?
you take accountability for the fact that he was outfitless because of your
Well, the thing is
lack
that
of information?
My outfit was basically I'd forgot about it, but my mum wanted to go as Moneypenny from James Bond, which was
Right.
in the 60s, and she had my dad as a Bond villain with an eye patch on and a
Yeah.
suit. So she was like, "Oh, bring your tux, you can be Bond and like get a
Perfect.
gun." Yeah. But obviously that was very easy to get morning of. So when I'd forgot about it and my mum reminded me, so I had a full tuxedo and Sean was like, "Are you joking?"
Oh no, that's cruel.
So Sean was the only person that had no fancy dress. So what did you do? That's
Well,
disgusting.
I know. So I was like, you could go as Q, right, from James Bond, and we'll go to Boots or something. We'll get you a lab coat. Q's like the gadget
And
one.
what in Boots was you hoping to get a lab coat?
We were driving around all day. We went to Smith's Toys. They didn't have anything. We went to Boots. We went to.
No. You're not getting away from this. What part of going to Boots did you think that you were going to get a fucking lab
I
coat?
thought we could ask the pharmacist to borrow one.
A little borrow.
Yeah, I don't know,
I am
but I
dead.
didn't know what to do for him. And then and we were
Surely there was a fancy dress shop around.
Well, we went to 3 fancy dress shops, and the first 2, one of them was someone's house. So we decided not to go in.
Right,
Because
okay.
we were in the middle of nowhere. And the
Sounds
second 2
rogue.
were party shops.
Okay, and they
Right.
didn't
Not
have
fancy
so like
dress
balloons
shops.
and all that.
Yeah, so he was like, don't worry. And I was like, what? And then my mum was like, oh, well, if you were nice, Harry, you could give him your tux.
Tux?
And he goes, that's something that's made to measure, I'm afraid.
This just gets worse.
So what's happened?
It was absolutely fine.
He handled it well.
I put it on. And he doesn't like fancy dress anyways. He was like, oh, relief. But I was the terrible person.
So you know what you should have done? He should have been upgraded to judge, automatic judge, with your
yeah.
grandma.
That would have been great.
And then that would have cemented your grandma and his
Yeah, their
relationship even
relationship,
more.
yeah.
But he should have been upgraded to judge.
I know, I felt
Or
really bad.
Co-judge.
Co-judge, yeah.
But it went really well overall.
It was just so lovely. And like we talked about last time, but I'm just so grateful. I have such a lovely, caring
Supportive family.
Supportive family, yeah. And it's like,
lots of people messaged me to say how much they loved hearing that because I think
good.
it is really relatable. And
Yeah.
what is the plans for Christmas? Any co-Christmas plans? Because I know what your family are like around Christmas.
maybe,
Absolutely.
yeah. I don't
Absolutely.
know, I don't
Militant.
know.
You've just heard what they're like on a family get together. Christmas is a
I
whole
know.
other level of
They're
fucking
going
militant.
all out.
Yeah.
Militant level.
But next up is you guys. You've got to meet him.
Yes.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you meant,
I thought, what's this an intro?
No.
I've been with Ricky for 9 years.
Yeah.
I don't. Yes, we need to do that.
So that
this
we'll
side
have
of
to address,
Christmas.
and we'll have to
Yes.
address it on the pod.
Address it on the pod.
Yes.
We do need to do that. 100%. 100%. We need to meet
We
him.
do.
Maybe we'll get him on the pod and hear his side of the
God, I
story.
know,
Oh
that's
my God,
risky,
yes,
but
we
what?
need
Talk
it.
about concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
I
have
mean,
him.
I've got a particular interest in concrete.
What's
And
your
what is your
favourite
dad's favourite kind of concrete?
Don't. It was there was codes we used like
The grey one.
CR72. Yeah, not like
Wow.
full on concrete. Yeah.
Wow. Well, on that note, I think we'll leave the conversations of different types of concrete, but we're very happy for you.
We are.
And Renee, I'm very happy that you're back on the
Thank
pod.
you.
We are very excited to have you back, and
I've not been given the sack.
not been yet. There's time, but you are HR, so actually
Well, I
you
did sack
you
myself.
would have
Need
to
you.
sack yourself. So stay tuned for next week, and we'll see who's joining me next week. It might not be Renee because she's probably going to sack herself.